Now, what's your biggest obstacle you faced in your life so far that you were able to overcome, and how did you do it?
Mm. I would say my biggest obstacle
Out of all your life
out of
experiences,
all my life experiences was being able to accept who I was and, be comfortable being me. I feel like I spent a lot of my life influenced by other people and doing things because other people were doing them. So to be at the position that I'm in, doing the things that I'm doing because it's the thing that I want to do and I'm doing it the way that I want to do it, it feels good. And I know for a fact that like younger me would look at me now and be like, yeah, bro, like this is the person I want to be. So that's definitely it.
what age were you when you discovered this?
Man, I'm still discovering. I'm learning every day. You know what I mean? I'm early 20s, so I feel like I'm just figuring out how like the real world works and how life is. I'm getting to experience it and get out of school and be on my own, see the road, see the world. So I'm learning every day. I don't think I'm ever gonna stop. I don't think that's something that's gonna end. It's gonna happen as long as I'm alive.
When it comes to being influenced, what do you think, what point in your life do you think you were influenced the farthest? Maybe think you were way too influenced, things got way out of line, and you look back and say, wow.
I would say probably college. I ended up playing college football. Oh, actually, I guess it would be high school, my senior year. I ended up playing college football, which was like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I hooped before I played football, and I loved basketball so much more. But I'm built for football, so I ended up just playing football because people told me to. And bro, it ended up costing me like a rotator cuff surgery and an ACL. So I'm like, yeah, I wish I would have, stuck with my own gut on that one. But it happened for a reason, I guess. So.
Now, uh, just in case people watching this did not get to see previous portions of this interview, what high school did you attend and the name of the college?
I went to Lloyd Memorial High School and I played football at Thomas More University. Attended college there.
Now, when it comes to basketball, well, let's back up. When it comes to football and you play football in college, was that a athletic scholarship you were offered?
At the time when I went there, they were D3. So they would find ways to cut the tuition, and get you money. But before then, they really couldn't do like athletic scholarships. My sophomore year, they were independent, so they didn't really like have a conference. They were playing like, we played a couple D2 schools, and we ended up going like NAIA, which is like a totally different thing than NCAA. But no, they were able to get scholarships then, but I ended up quitting that year. So yeah.
What about basketball? Did you receive any scholarships athletically for basketball?
Nah, I couldn't even shoot a jump shot till after I was done playing basketball. You know what I mean? So, nah, I just loved it, bro. There was something about basketball, something about just the fact that you could go out and do it for hours by yourself anywhere, and all you needed was a hoop and a ball. So, yeah.
So personally, you loved basketball more than football, but technically speaking, you were better at football, or
Yeah.
athletically speaking, you were better at football than basketball.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely was.
What position did you play in college?
I played defensive end, D line.
And were you a starter?
I was. I started a couple games my freshman year, then started my sophomore year until I had surgery, and then came back my junior year. Had to have the ACL surgery, and didn't really get into a rotation after that. So, and everything kind of changed after the ACL. I kind of really set my priorities up, figured out what was important to me. So, I didn't. I'm not gonna say I put as much effort as I originally did into football after that.
Was it solely based on the injury that you experienced where you don't keep going with football, or was it the environment of you being at a D3 school and the NIA scenario
Yeah,
and that?
I'm I'm not gonna lie. I was just kind of I was falling out of love with it as soon as I got into college. To be honest with you, because I realized that I was like, man, I was really just doing this because like this is what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? This is the natural transition of things. But nah, man, I remember texting my dude LaShawn. I was on a bus my freshman year. We were playing some away game, And I texted him, and I was like, bro, I'm not going to lie, this isn't fun. Like, I think I might quit. And he was, like, going off on me because LaShawn always loved football. And he was, at the time, he was attending another school. And he was like, bro, what are you talking about? You sound crazy. It's the first week, blah, 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 blah. So I kind of, like, sucked it up. But nah, I definitely should have. I had multiple chances to quit, and I never took them. So I feel like the injuries was kind of God's way of being like, look, bro, if you're not going to do it, I will. So, yeah.
You also mentioned two injuries. You
Yeah.
mentioned rotator cuff and ACL. Which happened first chronologically?
Rotator cuff happened first. That happened my sophomore year. And then ACL happened in the spring of my junior year.
Now, there are people watching this that have heard those phrases in sports. They might turn on Sports Center, for example, and hear so-and-so has a rotator cuff injury, so-and-so has an ACL injury. Can you shed more light, maybe in layman's terms, what these injuries are?
Yeah, so rotator cuff is just these little muscles in your shoulder. They kind of just help hold this bone right here in its socket. So it helps you do things like this, you know what I mean? But your ACL helps keep, so you got like your shin, right? It's just like the bone that your calf is attached to, keeps that bone from going forward. So you're not like, falling every time you walk. So yeah, those is crazy because small muscles and a small ligament, bro, but they do a lot.
And with that ACL scenario, there's also an MCL there.
Yeah, there is an MCL there, yeah.
And then there's also one more ligament sometimes people get injured.
PCL in the back, yeah.
Out of all those three ligaments, obviously it was ACL in your case, is that the worst one to get injured in the three elements there?
Oh, I don't know which one the worst one is, but I'd probably say it's probably PCL, because I think that one's like, you got to be doing something weird to tear your PCL. Like, you got to do something that you know what I mean? Your knees got to move in a way it shouldn't move. So, yeah, I think that'd probably be the worst one.
Which of these two injuries that you suffered was the worst for you?
Ooh, ACL was definitely the worst. I lost my independence with the ACL, you know what I mean? When they do the surgery, they got to cut into your knee. And so, you cut all these nerves and you can't really, like, use your leg. So, I'm stuck on crutches with one leg. I can't drive. I can barely go upstairs. I'm in the middle of the semester, too. So, like, I got to go to classes and stuff. So, it was a hassle, bro, having to do all that stuff, carry everything, be on crutches. And, yeah, I would much rather be in a brace with the ACL. With the rotator cuff than ever be in the ACL.
When you tore that ACL, was that practice? Was that during the game?
I tore my ACL actually working out on my own, which is crazy. That's the worst part. I was, trying to be better at a sport that I didn't even like in the first place and got hurt. So, yeah.
When that initially happened, what did that feel like? Was there a feeling to it?
There is for some people, but I didn't really feel anything. I felt like my knee kind of just like, I felt like I like hyperextended it or something like that, or like reached too far forward or something. But like, I kind of just shook it off and, finished working out. But then it got like stupid swollen on the way back to the crib afterwards. And that's when I was like, man, I should probably get it checked out. So.
And then what ends up happening? Does someone actually take you to get checked out?
So yeah, I just talked to the ATs at Thomas More, talked to the athletic trainers, and they were like, yeah, we might have to, they do like, there's like a test where they like pull your knee to see if like your ACL is able to like, respond and keep your shin from moving the way it's supposed to move in a way it's not supposed to move. And if they see signs from that test, they're like, all right, maybe we should go talk to a doctor and get like an MRI or something. But yeah, that was the next step. I was so sorry the whole time because like I just finished rehab off the shoulder, and it happened, and I was like, wow. But
Do you know what you were doing in the gym exactly that this incident happened?
I don't. I think I did just hyperextend. So like, when I hyperextended, like my knee just went like my leg went forward too far, and so when that happened, like the bone just kind of like scooted up like that. And the doctor said that you could just like see the ACL just like hanging on the bone in the MRI. It was pretty tough, but it didn't feel that crazy. Most people tear their ACL by like playing and like twisting. So like if you like put both feet in the ground like real steady and like turn, that's how most people tear their ACL. But.
But was it you like lifting weights or something when you
Now I
had?
was doing like some like power and agility, like sprint stuff. It was, yeah. Got caught being, unathletic, and it happened.
Now, because you're on some sort of because you are an athlete of that school, is this something when it comes to medical bills and things of that nature, they take care of everything injury wise? Does that fall on your own personal health insurance if
Um,
you had one? How does that actually work?
so it depends on where the injury takes place. Since I was on my own, that was kind of something I had to just handle on my own. But nah, usually if you get hurt like on the field or in a game or something like that, school insurance will take care of it. So
So you had health insurance at the time? Okay.
yeah,
Did you still have to come out of pocket?
no, it's cool.
Okay. Now, when it comes to these injuries, you continue on with your education
Yeah.
to the point where you end up graduating. Was it also this? It was this college. Okay.
Yep.
There's sometimes athletes, when they quit the sport, they quit the college as well.
Yeah. I mean, it was just I don't know. I'm real big on commitment. You know what I mean? So like, I was like, well, I might as well see it through. I got like a semester and a half left or something like that. So I couldn't remember at the time, but I was like, yeah, I might as well just get it done. So I finished it out. I enjoyed the school. It was a smaller school, so I got a little more like actual time with like professors, talking to people, getting to actually like, understand what I was, paying to learn. So yeah.
So was it safe to say you were self-motivated to finish?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've always been self-motivated. Can't find motivation in anybody else.
When it comes to the ACL injury, a few more questions about that.
Okay.
In regards to that injury, what did that entire experience teach you? What did you learn from that?
I learned to start, standing up for myself and standing on the decisions that I wanted to make in the first place. I realized that if I don't, start living my life the way I want to, I'm gonna end up living my life the way somebody else wants me to, and that's no way to live. So and it was like a growing moment for real. I had the chance to really, put into perspective what I thought was important, what I actually enjoyed, why I was doing things, who I was doing things for. So, yeah, it taught me a lot.
When it comes to people that are facing the same injury themselves, doesn't have to be the way you did it. It could be playing something else, or maybe even a non-sports contact injury. Anything you would say to somebody facing the same injury that's recovering from it? I know circumstances could be different for
Yeah,
everyone, but anything generally speaking here?
man, just keep going. Just keep going. It sucks, I know, and it don't feel it don't feel the same, and it probably won't ever feel the same. But you get used to it. Yeah, just keep going.
Have you fully recovered from?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm 100% cool. Yeah.
Okay. And you fully recovered from the rotator injury as well?
Yeah, it was a good thing that these happened while I was like young. You know what I mean? Because when you're young, you can bounce back from things a lot easier. So I got lucky. I'm probably gonna have some arthritis when I get old, but like, worry about that later.
Okay. All right. And for time reference, it's April 2022 now.